Hey everybody, this is prisoner 830506 reporting from my prison cell at Prison 1, a private contract prison currently housing one prisoner, that being me, under a life sentence where I will be permanently barefoot, permanently double shackled, double chained, and in prison for the rest of my life. Now, this video is going out to both the Patreon and YouTube because I want to get the most eyes on it. As you can imagine, prison life can be kind of boring sometimes. Okay, so luckily I have a nice warden. She's given me a gaming laptop that I plug into the main screen that's embedded behind plexiglass in here. They modeled this cell after the one I had in Facility 5, and it has like a 50-inch screen behind a thick plexiglass covering, and I can plug into it, right? So I play games on that. I watch movies and stuff. And I just haven't found any games that really kind of entertain me for a long period of time. So I kind of jump between games, and I find myself playing games just because I'm bored, right? Like, I'm not even having fun in the game. I'm just kind of grinding, But I was informed recently of a game that's been out for 20 years. It's very complex, so there's always going to be something to learn. There's the training system in it is time-based. So you're always working towards the next thing based on time, and you can't just own it in one day, And there's just tons of people to play it. Everybody plays in one server instead of when you get on a game where you just have 20 people or whatever, and there's thousands and thousands of people playing, but you can only see a certain number because they're the only ones in that server that you're on. This one's everybody's on the same server, so it makes it really interesting, and it makes it also easier for me to get a bunch of people in to join us because we're all in the same game, right? This game is called EVE Online. It's a space game. It may not be your thing, it may be too complicated for you, maybe you played it in the past and you're bored with it, but I'd like you to come in, join my corporation in the game. And even if you're just coming in to chat and you're not actually playing the game, there's no requirements as far as gameplay. You can be a miner, you can be a pirate, you can do whatever you want. But I am setting one rule. The character that joins the corporation has to be a new character. Even if you have a main character, it doesn't matter. You have to create an alt in that case. And it has to follow a naming structure because everybody in the corporation has to be the same name structure, and that's going to be capital letters, all caps, prisoner. If you do it not all caps, then you won't be let in. It has to be all caps, prisoner, with a space, and then a 6-digit number of your choosing. Of course, you can't choose the one I've already chosen because I've already chosen in the game. I am prisoner 830506 in the game with all capital letters, prisoner, space, and then 830506, and I've created a corporation. I've had a little bit of help. This game is really complicated. The person that told me about it's been kind of helping me set things up. I've created a corporation called the Caldari State Prison Labor Division. Now, this is Caldari is a race in the game. You don't have to be Caldari. You can be what are the other races? I think Amarr, Gallente, and then Minmatar are the other ones, and they all have their backgrounds, stories and stuff. Apparently Caldari is kind of like the Americans, and I'm an American, so I chose Caldari. I guess Amarr is more for the UK and stuff like that, or Europe. I don't know what the other ones are. I guess Gallente is like French, sort of on the French style. I don't know. I'm just going by what I've been told and what I've read. But in any case, you can come in as any race you want. When you create your character, though, it has to be that naming structure. Capitals, all capitals, prisoner, and then space, and then choose a 6-digit prisoner ID number. Try not to choose one that's similar to mine. We don't want confusion going on. People, pretending they're me just because they, 830507 or, a 5 or whatever. We don't want it close to mine. Come up with a unique prisoner ID. And that's the other thing, too, is that this could be your prisoner ID in prison. When we open the prison and you come here, you can reserve this prisoner ID once you join the corporation, If you ask me to reserve that prisoner ID, I will. And that means that when you come to prison, you'll have the same prisoner ID in the game as you do in real life, okay? And that'll be reserved, that'll be your prisoner ID for the rest of your life if you come to Prison 1. That's how it works here. So put some thought into your prisoner ID, because you might want it might stick with you. You might be showing up, to the prison with that tattooed on your foot, and that's one thing we'd like prisoners to do, is get the tattoo on their foot, especially if they're coming in here for long term, before they come in, a permanent tattoo. And I'm gonna be getting a permanent tattoo, probably of the tattoos you see here on the arch of my foot, my left foot, and the outside of my right foot. So just keep that in mind when you're creating your character if you're coming in. And like I say, we don't have any requirements. There's no tax rate in the corporation I created, so we're not taxing members to play the game or anything. And you can do anything you want in the game. Like, it's a sandbox, and the corporation doesn't require you to follow any specific path. So you can do whatever you want in the game, even if you don't even want to play the game. You just want to come in and hang out in the chat. That's perfectly fine. Now, I want to keep the chat professional, I guess you could say, or clean. We don't want anybody getting overly pervy in there. I mean, you can message me, or if you want to get into something more detailed. But let's just keep it kind of baseline in the main chat rooms. We have a corp chat, but I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna be creating a channel. Okay, had to pause there for a second. Like I said, I just started playing this game today, so I want to make sure that I'm giving you information that's correct. So I was going to tell you the prison channel that I was going to create, and there is going to be a chat channel in EVE Online called Prison 1. Prison, all capital letters, space, and then 1, O-N-E, spelled out. That's going to be like our public channel, okay? So, say for instance, you don't have a space on your you've been playing EVE for years or whatever, and you don't have a spot to create another alt. You can come in and join that channel. Like, you don't have to be in the corporation to kind of communicate with us. That'll be our public channel. But I really would like you to join the corporation. I'm literally the only one in the corporation now. And that'd be awesome to bring in other prisoners into the Caldari State Prison Labor Division. Now, on the topic of Prison 1, since I might as well give you a quick update here on this, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Amy has made her intention to hire a security guard to take over the prison right now. Like she already has someone lined up, apparently. So a lot of things are going to be changing in Prison 1, I think, because she's given her basically 100% control of the prison. She'll be able to set policies. She's told me that she's going to put her under the slave contract, so I have to do whatever she says. She's basically going to be a master on my slave contract, in addition to the official acting warden in the prison. So I'm pretty sure that this girl, and it is a girl, is going to come in and switch things around, and I'm going to have a lot of complaints probably, and maybe some good things will come out of it. But it's just going to be an interesting situation, and you'll probably want to follow it. And you can do that at patreon.com/facility5. I update every week there, and now that Amy's kind of making changes, she took some time off. She brought me food for 2 weeks and disappeared for 2 weeks to go on a family thing with her little slave girl. So she didn't come to the prison for 2 weeks. I was able to survive it, and then she kind of decided at that time that she kind of wants to step back. She's still going to be running Prison 1 and setting policy and all that stuff, but from the very beginning, she's been very adamant about not being hands-on. Like, she's going to set the policy, she just wants to sit back and watch the show on cameras. And there's going to be plenty of cameras in the prison. There's a camera in my cell right now that she's probably watching me on. There's going to be some changes in Prison 1. There's also this new prison warden is also going to have input on future policies and stuff. And we're still working towards that. Right now, I'm not working as many hours at my work at home job that I work from within my prison cell. and that's why I'm picking up a game that's going to take time. This game is very complicated and it's time based, so it's something that I hope eventually, when we're all, when the prison's open and we have a bunch of prisoners here, that we are all part of this corporation in the game and we'll be able to play it. The game requirements are very minimal. I have a gaming laptop that Amy gave me in my prison cell, so it can handle pretty much. But I turned down all the graphics, and it was hardly using any CPU or GPU. So it definitely be a game that we'll be able to play in our prison cells. When we get the prison built, they're all going to have a computer terminal in there, and we're probably not going to put gaming systems in every cell. But this game is so low overhead. It's coded efficiently. That you'll be able to set the graphics lower and play it even on a lower end system in a prison cell right here at Prison 1. And I'll be making sure that this game will run well on whatever system that we end up implementing when we get the cells built and everything. Each cell at Prison 1 is going to have one of these terminals. There'll be like there's going to be a short desk, not as big as the one I have in my cell because this is a luxury cell, but it'll be similar. It'll be steel tube framed, and that'll be plexiglass top, a thick plexiglass like I have here, and underneath it will be a display that's going to be, protected by the glass, and one of those metal keyboards that are mounted down, right? As far as mice go, I think I'm just going to have a mouse that we'll just buy a bunch of cheap mice. If you break it, then you'll have to buy another mouse, basically. And they'll be cheap, so it won't be a big deal. But that's the plan. I just want to get everybody on it. You don't have to be, you don't have to like the game. Just come on in, join the corporation, hang out and chat, and have fun. Maybe you'll pick up something in the game you'll like and start going for it. And like I said, we're not going to be pushing anybody in any specific direction. If you like to mine in the game, then mine. If you like to pirate in the game, go pirate. You want to do PvE missions, shooting NPCs and stuff, do that. If you're like a marketing person, do that. There's like a million things you can do in this game, and I think if everybody did their own thing, then they'll be able to help somebody that goes into that field later because they'll know more about it, right? But anyway, the corporation name, and like I said, you won't be able to join unless you have a name scheme like capital letters, all in caps, prisoner. It's PRISONER, and then space, and then a 6-digit number of your choosing. And if it's too close to mine, you might not get in, because I just don't want that confusion. I don't want people trying to pretend they're me or whatever. So come up with a unique 6-digit number for your prisoner ID, one that you might want to use when you come to prison, because you never know, down the line, even though you might not be in a position to do it now, that might change. So just put some thought into your prisoner ID, and because that might be one that you want to keep when you come into the prison. Corporation name, Caldari State Prison Labor Division. I know it's long. The ticker is Prison, PRIZN. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the S. It was already taken. And it'll be fun. Let's do it. Come on in. Like I said, even if you just come in to chat, the game is low overhead. It's not going to chew up a lot of your CPU and GPU just to come in and chat with everybody. I've created an open public chat room that you can join if you already have a character in the game and you're not ready to create an alt or whatever. You can come into Prison 1. That's prison spelled out, of course, space, and then ONE spelled out 1. But anyway, hope to see you in the game. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I will be permanently barefoot, permanently shackled, double chained, and imprisoned here. And until then, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.